I mean,
why he's called Dads. He's
yeah,
in demand.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's right. That's right. The only real man on this podcast currently, right now, streaming live.
Look, it's a
Just
dirty job.
Fucking
Someone has to do
magnificent
it.
beard.
I know, and I know.
Thank you.
It's not like you're trying, you know. It's just you just are that, and we are minuscule by comparison,
Just
and that's
genetically gift blessed.
Yes.
Even.
yeah.
I haven't even showered yet, and if you could really get the aura that I'm projecting in like a smelling format right now, you would cry. So glad we don't have that yet.
No, that's totally true, because I was tearing up just a minute ago and I didn't even know why, but thank you for explaining.
I haven't even had onions yet.
Oh, hey, no. Let's not get into a war, okay? Okay.
Yeah, there was some big anti-onion thing going on the other day. What the fuck was that?
Look, we have legit onion beef. I am anti-onion because I am the only person who appears to be aware.
Completely?
Yeah, pretty much. Like you give me like
it's not
you like you put it in a sauce or something and you just liquefy that shit. Like I like the flavor of an onion. I don't like the texture of an onion.
Right.
And I don't like biting into any onion. Like I don't like that. But weirdly, give me an onion ring every once. What's that?
That's like tomatoes. Like I like all the things that you make from a tomato. I like everything about tomatoes except for actually eating a tomato.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
you
can
love
cut
tomato
it up
sauce.
really little and I can do it, but yeah. Oh yeah. All that. Like, yeah. Even if they got to be really little for me to tolerate them.
Yeah. Fuck your mama 2 times.
You're still wrong.
We got a fellow onion hater in the chat. Thank you so much. So much. Skewer Universe podcast is in the chat with us. Always happy to see you, friend. What's up, gentlemen? And Degree, properly separating
Thanks.
the wheat from the chaff, as they say.
Ass.
I'm actually not
the
sure.
Wheat
like,
from
what
the chaff.
do you want to be wheat or chaff in that analogy? What is chaff?
I think, the wheat is what you use, right? And the chaff is what you toss. I think it's like taking the corn off of the cob, I think. Like the corn is what you'll use and the cob is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the cob is like you have sex with, and then the corn is what you eat.
I mean, you can have sex with the corn too, no judgment.
What?
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I thought the cob would be the...
Yeah.
You could like puree the corn. You could...
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Skewered Universe in a rare bit of
tomatoes do not belong on burgers or tacos. Period.
Ooh. Wow.
But those are exclamation marks.
Yeah.
Okay. Strong feelings on tomatoes on burgers. I can't say I disagree.
Yeah.
I can't.
I will say I oftentimes remove the tomato, but every once in a while I forget to, and I never even notice it's there.
Yeah.
That's the mark of a good burger. If
I can
tomato in there and you don't
fine,
notice it.
Yeah. Well, when you realize that a tomato's a lubricating thing, you know what I mean? It's just there to grease the wheels.
Whatever gets you off, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Skewered Universe. Skewered Universe was shocked you don't just eat the cob.
Made me laugh so hard. Yeah.
I don't actually eat the cob.
My wife is like that with green peppers. Like she won't even. You can't put green. If you put half of a piece, eat the other green peppers. She just can't. And I'm like, I don't think green peppers hardly even have any taste at all. And she can't do it. Hates them.
That must be psychosomatic.
Do you like how I have this shadow behind me? Isn't that kind of cool?
It is.
Let me tell you, it's like noirish, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it is. It is a little freaky.
I could get some Venetian blinds.
Yeah, your video is a little bit start and stop, but hopefully, yeah, it's a little choppy.
A little bit, but
it's all right. It's all right. You're gonna be fine.
That's the effect.
Everybody's going to be fine. Look, you don't need to actually see much of Degree.
And like,
that's kind of the secret of the show.
No.
Is like we try to keep
pretend
him.
I'm in like Star Wars.
He's the Buster Bluth of
We have
podcasting.
spaceships.
You're the Buster Bluth of podcasting, meant to be seen, not or heard, not seen, in reverse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Sometimes you don't even really
Which
want to
I
hear me,
guess-
to be honest. I mean, I do not
I
have a
guess
radio
makes you
voice
like
at all.
So
You
you
told
like
me
the Darth
Makes you like
Vader
a
of
what?
podcasting? You like the Darth Vader of podcasting? To be heard and not seen? It's
Yes.
horrible under there.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can do this thing and like choke you guys over the.
No, don't do
It
that.
says I'm
thing.
stuttering quite a bit. That's what Skewered Universe is telling me.
Oh.
It's a new gimmick I'm working on.
Well, can you refresh your browser tab and see if that makes a difference?
Sure.
He might chop up
Changes
for a minute
you
here,
made may
folks.
not be safe.
It says what? Well, hopefully he comes back. But it's okay if he doesn't actually.
We'll be okay.
Yeah, no, we'll
I'm
actually
sure
be
we'll
better.
live quite comfortably.
In a lot of ways, we'll be better. No, he's back. He's back.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just
Ooh,
great.
I'm
That
on
is
top of the
fantastic.
screen now.
Yeah,
This is getting out of hand. Yeah, there's two of them.
yeah. We gotta end this right now. All right.
There's two of me.
There's two of you.
Great.
Oh my God, this is
Public
my
chat.
nightmare. This is my nightmare.
It's bad enough we don't have Brett, and now we have 2 degrees. This is
Yeah, there we go.
I
Okay,
know.
thank God. That's
Sorry.
woo, woohoo. That's
Better?
that's yes. You sound a lot better.
welcome to the hard
Um,
way, everybody.
Yeah. All right.
You have that
Why don't we
kind of
just jump in?
Sound like when he went into the Matrix. Okay.
What's that? Yeah. Yeah. Well, hello everybody. This is a very special edition of Sit Down the Hard Way because we folks have gone global. That's correct. It's not just me. It's not just the toast of the third coast, Professor Degree. Have I ever called you that before? No, I haven't. It's the first time for everything. We are
It's the
joined.
first time for everything.
Yeah, we are joined by our Aussie friend, Dads. Dads, hi.
G'day. How are we, boys?
Doing great, man. Doing great. I mean, Dads, you know, I didn't
I
want to
can't-
brag too much when you when we went live because when I saw your face in the stream, you know, you heard me gasp and scream and then cry a little bit because I was so excited to see you. And
Fair.
it was a little much, but you know, I'm a sentimental guy. Degree, you were similarly moved.
I was, yes, touched emotionally, spiritually. I've been waiting for this moment for hours now.
Yeah.
But
Here we are.
I feel honored and happy that I'm able to bring this little spark of sunshine into your lives, even if it's
Yes.
from halfway across the world. It's
Yes.
the least I could do.
Yes.
Well, that's not true. I could
Yes.
do a lot less, but I'm motivated for once.
That's, you know what, and I appreciate that because the truth is you could do less, but if you did, it wouldn't really be helpful. So we're really glad that you did at least this. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. If you
That's
did
like-
any
Well,
more, there
I
would have to
would've
be
done
2 of
more,
me just to keep up.
Right.
We've had enough of that for today. Just settle down, Degree.
Yeah, we're done. We're done with 2 of you. That's a nightmare that nobody deserves.
I'm gonna refresh this again because this is like super choppy, and I only hear like every third word you guys are saying.
Oh, great.
Sorry.
All right.
He's doing it on
Technically,
purpose.
I think
isn't
it's on my end.
I think he's doing it so that we have to see 2 of them, you know?
he? Mhm. Yep.
And he
Yeah.
wants to look at the other one of himself while he's live because he's that much of a sociopath and narcissist.
It's the only way he gets a happy in life, just looking at himself on screen.
Yeah.
I can understand it.
Better?
Still choppy,
There's only
bud.
one.
I mean, the audio is clear for
Is it?
me. Yeah. So the audio is clear. I just don't know if
Yeah,
that
you're-
room. I wonder if your internet's really very good in that room that
Yeah.
you're in right now.
It's bad here. This is where I always am, though. I'm just on the different side of the room, though.
Wow.
I could go back to where I usually sit. You sound like, when they put him in, like when Neo goes into the Matrix and he gets that metal shit down his mouth and it's like that tinny noise. That's kind of what you sound like right now. Here, let me move my incredibly elaborate system that I have here and see if it sounds any better. This is live. This is live, people.
This is what we do. Yep. This is what we do. Is we don't
professionals.
Yeah, we're professionals. We know what we're doing. And by we, I mean I. I know what I'm doing. Degree's an idiot, but I mean, I think that's pretty standard.
You know exactly how I am.
Yep.
Oh, don't knock anything over. Oh my God. Is anything better?
We won't know for a minute or no.
Huh?
We won't know for a minute or two.
Everything's exactly the same.
Your audio is coming through.
You sound great.
Yeah. Okay. All right. If you can hear me better,
your picture's better. Everything's better on my side.
Okay. So it really makes.
Well, I guess I have to sit on this side of the room then.
Yeah. All right.
That's weird.
You still have the shadow. You still have the shadow wall going on. So
I do. Yeah, fine. It's not the same. Well, look, we got see my belts on the side. I brought these belts so that I could like show them off, but I'm not going to sit here and wearing them all night. Maybe I will. We'll see.
It's
yes, you are. So just do it. We know you're going to do it. We know you want to.
I know. It's like I know everybody
Cadillac
that buys a replica belt, like the first fucking thing they do is hold it above their head. What? Bad?
Did you win any of those belts
No.
though? Oh, are you prepared to defend any of those belts?
Does a wrestler win those belts?
Well, here's the thing. When I see somebody walking around with a belt,
you know what?
My natural inclination is to challenge them for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to come on out?
If I was in your neck of the woods,
motherfucker.
I would challenge you. But I'm not there.
And you'd lose.
No. All right.
And you'd lose.
So,
and I would take that winged eagle that I know is hanging on your wall.
You shut your mouth. You shut your fucking mouth. I will defend that against you.
I'll take it next time I beat you at Jeopardy again.
Oh my God. Here we go. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to get started because this is actually a podcast. Thank you to the two of you who are currently still watching, who haven't left yet. I appreciate that. Sitting through.
Yes, so sorry.
As I rearrange my office.
Degree's incompetence. Is Degree teasing doing the Shawn Michaels pose with only the belt covering Professor's degree? Please never. Skewered Universe, please never say that again. All right.
That's your one, Skewered. That's your one. You only get one, and that was it.
All right. We're going to start this. We're going to start the
next time you get slapped.
Yeah, exactly. Imp Simp, he's not actually one to be trifled with. Like, I think he could take all three of us at the same time, but he very lovingly agrees to pretend to be my simp. So I appreciate that. All right.
I actually assume that dads could beat the shit out of everybody.
Yeah. No, I kind of do too. Yeah, actually. He's a drummer too.
Probably.
Is it just because he's a drummer? He kind of looks Brody King. So,
he's tall.
I look like David Cross. I'm real tough.
Yeah, Dads, how tall are you?
Huh?
Just a shade under 6'3".
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you could kill us. So that's all right. Yeah,
I could, but I'd rather not.
Yeah. Right. Because we wouldn't even be doing this. And what is this, everybody? This is Sit Down the Hard Way. I'm Blade Daly, and we have one hell of a show for you today. Not only am I joined by my friend, my co-host on all things hard, Professor Degree, I am joined by international sensation of the Sickos Club, Dads. From Australia, live. Dads, welcome.
Thank you. G'day. And once more, Good day. How are we, boys?
We're doing good. We're doing good. We are doing very good, I would say.
Fantastic. You say that with degree right there, so you're probably lying. But okay.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, fair.
Tino, that is not correct. I am taller than 5'1". I'm 5'8", actually. Tino, you're short. What are you talking about? Talking shit over there. All right. Okay. So last night, the whole purpose of this conversation is to talk about last night's show in Australia. It's last night for people in the US. Dad's, it was 2 days ago for you. But
yes,
it occurred last night, and it was a very fun show. Very a lot of hijinks, a lot of good matches, and we just wanted to make sure that we actually gave this one kind of the pay-per-view treatment because it felt like a significant big show. And so, basically, Degree, what were your hopes going into this show?
I don't know if I really had any hopes specifically. I was hoping for a good show. I assumed it would be a good show. I'm not, AEW doesn't really ever let me down. So, more of the same, I guess.
Dads?
Yeah, echoing that. I was expecting a good show. I got a good show. I got a Sydney crowd, and Sydney, for the record, has had a hell of a year this year. It's been not a good time to be in Sydney, so they needed a bit of a win. And look, they took advantage of that opportunity in the right place. And in some places, they let it completely squander. But it's Sydney. You do what you want. But yeah, no, overall, it was a good show. It felt like they were cramming a lot in for a pay-per-view quality, but they still kept it at around about 2 hours. So thanks, Tony. We appreciate that.
That was pretty wild, you know. Like I saw a few edits in a few of the matches or whatever. I mean, it was nothing like overt or grotesque, you know, that seemed like it changed the whole flow of a match. But they definitely tightly edited the show in order to get it to that 2.5 hour mark. I was wondering what the probability would be of them having an overrun. But it's, you know, it's kind of it's a 2.5 hour show pre-recorded. So like there's no real need for an overrun probably.
No.
Right.
Oh, Tina, this is really inspiring for short kings everywhere. I'm very open about being 5 foot, but I knew it would bother you. LOL. Tina, you are correct. It did bother me. It bothered me partly because it's inaccurate and hurtful. Inaccuracies hurt me. Okay.
If there's lie. I mean, Blade's a fucking asshole, but he's not a liar. You know what I mean? Like,
Degree, that's the sweetest thing.
That's one thing about you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
I mean,
you.
it's just some things you don't tolerate, and it's lying.
Yeah,
easily the most accurate thing you've ever said, dude. Yeah,
yeah.
No, well done.
Thank you. Skewer Universe. It had to be big with WBD blocking Brody from TV rumors. Right. Yeah, we talked about that on Sit Down, Shut Up, Mark Out the other day. You know, just about, hey, you got to take wrestling news with a big grain of salt, and especially if it's coming from Dave Meltzer these days. Breaking news is just not Dave's bag. Like, Dave has so much left to contribute to wrestling, in my opinion. But, you know, there's a legion of people who like say that he lies or that he only likes this kind of wrestling or that kind of wrestling. But I don't think that any of that's true. I think that Dave thought he was reporting the truth, and it was not the truth. And I guess what was surprising to me, you know, I said it on the show, was how vehemently WBD was like, that is not fucking true. Like, so kind of interesting. Also, there were fucked on Callus chants, and they censored those. And then there was fuck Ice chants, and they did not censor those. So very interesting. Very interesting. And Brody got some mainstream press. He got a story published about him on CNN, CNN's website. That's pretty wild.
That's so cool.
And probably a bunch of new AEW fans, I would imagine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
I think they're doing a good job of generating curiosity.
Okay.
Dads, sorry, I didn't mean to step on you there.
That's okay. I'm just making noise.
He's listened to the show enough to know that, like, if you're coming on this show, you're getting cut off. You're going to be interrupted a lot. Sorry.
Yes.
Not
yes.
sorry.
I knew that going in.
Charm.
So,
yeah.
That's one way to put it.
So
you want to listen to a podcast where 3 people talk at the exact time? Come on the hard way.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on the hard way. Anyway,
3 cishet white dudes talking wrestling over each other. Great time, people.
It's like the internet summed up in one show.
Yeah. All right. Let's jump in. So we come in. We are not live in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. Is it the Kudos Bank Arena? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Kudos Bank Arena. I don't know what that is. I don't care. But it was a nice size arena. And from what I've read, they actually came pretty close to selling that thing out. So that's really great to see.
Yeah. They had I see attendance listed as 12,750. So if they're in that neighborhood, they did great. That's fantastic. And and you know, it looked great inside. It looked fantastic. Like the crowd was very, very fucking pumped, which you love to see. And you know, it just had a great vibe. Last year's Grand Slam, I thought, was one of my favorite TV shows of the year, certainly. And so, you know, they got off to a good start with this one, and they got off to an even better start by starting the show with Jon Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita for the AEW Continental Championship. Deds, let me ask you, of these two, do you have one that you kind of favor, or are you a big fan of each?
I love both these guys. I can't really pick between the two. Mox is the MVP for AEW.
Yes.
AEW isn't what it is without Mox. Same time, you could Takeshita's getting about that level as well. He could be that guy who could take Mox's place one day. He could do it tomorrow with the right push. So and they've had matches before. They've always delivered fantastic results. This was absolutely no different. I didn't think Takeshita was going to win. I would have been more than happy with it if he did. It was very much a case of, I'm not rooting for anyone. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy how silly it's going to get. And silly it got.
Yes. I mean, a lot of dudes like taking moves and then going, fuck that, and then leveling back up and hitting the next guy with a big move, and then that guy just gets right back up. A lot of fun stuff. We've seen these guys wrestle quite a lot over the last year or so. They've you know, since the Continental Classic particularly. They've been in the ring a few times together, and every time it's fantastic. So I knew it'd be a great match. Degree, what were your thoughts about this one?
You know, I was actually just looking for. I just moved, and now my everything, my technical stuff is all better. But I lost all my notes, which were on my phone, and I don't know where I put my phone. Anyway, I thought it was fucking great, dude. Mox, like they came out swinging. Mox is like fucking Popeye or King Kong, just bringing it to him, and like you're doing all that shit where he fucking hits these moves and he punctuates it with that finger pointing at the ground, and just excitement and adrenaline. And yeah, dude, I love both these guys. Same thing. I'm not cheering anybody. I'm just cheering the whole situation.
I was definitely coming from a pro Takeshita point of view on this one, not because I don't like Mox. It's just Mox has done everything. He doesn't. I mean, it really doesn't matter if he loses. His legacy is made. Mox is the man, just like you said, Dads. He is the undisputed ace MVP of AEW for 7 years running now. So, you know, I mean, this guy putting people over is really like what he could do most powerfully. So I wanted to see that to a degree. However, they go to a 20-minute draw, and I did think Takeshita might win this because I thought that there you go, Degree.
Sorry, now I can, everything is perfect.
Okay. I thought that you know, them going to a draw wasn't maybe my favorite you know, they've been doing this story with Mox where every match he has almost goes to a draw, and then he kind of pulls out the win at the very end. Mm-hmm. And with Takeshita, did Takeshita beat him for this title shot, or did he go to a draw? I don't remember anymore. They fought in a non-title match, in an eliminator match, and I can't remember. I think maybe Takeshita beat him. It was it was recently. Yeah. Takeshita beat him with the knee, I think. So Mox, you know, holds on to the belt in this. I guess here's the thing. I think with the larger story that they're telling with Takeshita is with Okada, really, right? And the Don Callis family. And of course, you know, fucking stupid ass Blade over here books himself into fucking thinking he knows where something's going. And I thought, you know, we're building to Okada and Takeshita. Revolution's right around the corner. I had, you know, kind of made this big stink about the unified title and kind of the pointlessness of what I felt it was when they ununified the titles. And you know, before accepting that that's not what they were going to do. And then somebody was like, yeah, but if Takeshita wins the Continental title from Mox, he can then challenge Okada, reunify the titles. You know, one of them would reunify the titles. So for some reason, I thought that might be where this was going. It was not. And so, you know, I don't know where they go from here, but I do know these two kicked each other's asses, had a great match. And somebody posted on Threads, it was really funny, a video from the post-match. And you see the ref talking to Mox. Now, in the moment, I thought Mox was baby-facing himself, like asking for more time, and the ref said no, right? Like, no, it was a 20-minute time limit, and Mox kind of got pissed. But somebody put it in a totally different perspective that I think is actually correct, which is the crowd is kind of dead at the finish of the match because it's a draw, you know? And so they didn't give a big reaction other than, fuck, that sucks. And so Mox is telling the ref, go tell Takeshita to give me his finish. And so the ref, you then see, goes to Takeshita from Mox and tells Takeshita, you're going to hit him with the forearm, and then you give him the big, you know, give him the finish. And then once the ref tells Takeshita that, Mox and the ref make eye contact. The ref's like, he's knows what's going to happen. And Mox immediately moves on to Takeshita. Takeshita hits him with the big forearm and gives him the what's his move called?
Raging Fire.
Yeah, Raging Fire. There you go. So that was pretty cool. I really, really liked it. And Mox is it kind of speaks to the brilliance of Mox that he knew to call for that.
I don't think you're necessarily wrong either about the whole reunification. I mean, right now it's like Takeshita is like I don't want to say he's the weak link of the Don Callis family, because he's not, but of the strongest links, he's perceived as the weakest. He's the one that keeps losing. You know what I mean? And yeah, fuck your mama just mentioned Moxley beating him one-armed a couple of years ago. Now he's going to a draw, and it's always just like everybody else is there. I mean, Fletcher's winning belts, Okada's winning belts, and Takeshita's right there, and it's, you know, the other dudes are riding him. You know, Callis is riding him. You know what I mean? Like, it's all just little building blocks to get to. I mean, I think you're still right. I think we're still going to see a reunification of those belts.
I just love that belt.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful belt.
I mean,
go ahead.
So do I. It's a beautiful belt. I look forward to seeing it again. Hopefully it is Takeshita who can. Whether it's a case where he takes the Continental belt from Mox and either challenges for the international belt and does what Okada does, or maybe challenges for the TNT belt and takes it off Kyle. They finally pull the trigger on those two, either hitting or fighting. There's a lot of different ways it could go, and all of them sound pretty exciting. And it's moving at a really glacial pace, and I get why people aren't loving it. But I think the payoff is going to be worth it. And I like that I can believe that, because AEW usually makes the payoff worth it.
They do. They do. Hey, look, if they could like take the Death Rider situation from like January of 2025 and like turn that into something red hot that I really wanted to see pay off by July, like they carried it all the way there and made it like that was the match everybody wanted to see, you know? So you know, all of my gripes at this point are kind of like, yeah, but it's AEW. They're going to come through. and so I know they will. It has moved at a glacial pace. The tease between Okada and Takeshita, both with Okada and leaving the Don Callis family, has been going on for nearly 6 months now. And I am definitely like, can we get a bigger something,
That's just AEW as a whole, though. I mean, Tony's just
slow. Yeah.
He's a slow booker,
Yep.
Sometimes you think that a story maybe has stopped, and then a few weeks later it starts back up again. You're like, where was it? I mean, it's fine though. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, when it breaks open, it's going to be great. I personally don't think Kyle Fletcher is going to leave the Don Callis family. I think he's going to turn on Takeshita.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that
agreed.
That will just make him an even more evil heel than he already is, and did you guys see on social media? Well, we'll talk about that later. I don't want to jump ahead on the results too much. All right. So that was that really great match, and look forward to seeing them fight again. We will. The next match was the Babes of Wrath defending their women's tag titles against Mega Bad, which is Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. Dads, who'd you think was going to win this one?
I was utterly convinced Harley was going to eat the pin here. And maybe that just speaks to the trauma of watching the Fed for so long. The hometown person is going to eat the pin sort of thing. So I just kind of went in there thinking that's exactly what's going to happen here. They're going to lose the belts. Harley's going to eat the pin. And in my mind, I kind of had it booked in a way where, okay, she's going to keep losing whenever they come to Australia. And then one day she's going to get a big win when they finally do like a really big show in Australia. And that's going to make it matter so much more. Got to the end. Not only did she not take the pin, she gave the pin. That's wow. Okay, great. Fantastic. Crowd loved it. I loved it. Okay. I know nothing about what I speak. Shut me up.
Yeah, I feel that way every week, man. I mean, literally every week I'm like, I'm a fucking idiot. I mean, I literally have this podcast. I make predictions. And then the next week it's just me going like, well, I was wrong about that. Degree. Yep. What about you? Did you have any feelings about this?
I love tag teams where you have like a bruiser and an acrobat. I love tag teams that do tag team moves. I love tag teams that look like mythological characters and have matching costumes, and this fucking match had all of that. So
yes,
I kind of
all those boxes.
What's that?
Ticks all those boxes. That match,
yeah,
all of that.
I mean, it was
great.
It really did. I kind of wanted Mega Bad to win. I think they're really cool. I really think their theme song is like amazing. I love it. And I just like Babes of Wrath are cool, but like I like bad guys, you know what I mean? So it would have been fine. I was completely happy with the outcome. So like no complaints. It was just a fun match. It didn't even occur to me. What's that?
The only other note I had on that was just Penelope Ford. She was great.
Yeah.
With full respect. Just had to put that out there.
Absolute respect.
A lot of respect.
So much respect. Triple the respect.
All over the place.
Yeah, just respectacles.
Yeah.
All right.
And then Lena Cross showed up at the end, and I'm not 100% familiar with her. So fill me in.
Lena wrestled one match on TV last year against Statlander and got defeated in like a minute and a half. Like she just got crushed. It was rumored at the time that she was going to sign with TNA, and AEW offered her a booking that very week that the story was reported, and she took it. And then we all saw like she's this very tall woman, who has a great look, incredible look. And a couple months, 2-3 months goes by, and then it's like TNA hasn't announced her signing. Neither is AEW. What the hell's going on with her? Joshi, I know so much about this because Joshi was like checking the internet every day to see what's going on with Lena Cross. And then it comes out she's signing with AEW. She's been signed for like 4 or 5 months. And they waited till this show to bring her in. I like the big, tall lady, big Amazon woman just walks into the ring and assists in an ass beating on the baby faces. But I noticed that Penelope Ford was very intentional about handing the TBS title to Megan Bayne.
Mm-hmm.
And just the thought of Megan and Willow going at it for the TBS title. I said TNT, TBS title. Just the thought of that is exciting because that would be a slugfest. I would love to see that. Also, the thought of Lena Cross and Megan Bayne as a team is really exciting. So there's all kinds of stuff you can do from there. But I was surprised by the finish. I did want Mega Bad to win because they feel like slightly more of a committed tag team. Because we both know Willow's going to ultimately be a singles wrestler. Harley can do anything you'd ask her to do. Mm-hmm. And she can captivate as a singles wrestler. She's done it for a year and a half. So I kind of felt like it would be cool for it to be on a more committed tag team. And I thought Mega Bad was maybe the original winner of the tournament as it was projected initially. And then Penelope got hurt. So I thought they might win, but when they didn't, I was like, okay, that's surprising. But I didn't mind, I think the Babes of Wrath have been great.
Well, and I don't think this story's ending. So,
no,
maybe a revolution.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And I guess I see so many potential rematches happening at Revolution, which is very uncharacteristic of AEW. I could potentially see a Stat Tekla rematch. I could potentially see Swerve and Kenny, I think, are definitely wrestling a Revolution. Whatever happens on Dynamite this week is just a setup, probably.
I think so.
And I could, I could see this match happening again at Revolution. So, I mean, there's definitely, I hope they don't lean into rematches too hard, but I don't mind those particular examples as potential rematches. I don't think we're going to
stipulation,
Well, and then there's also Mox and Takeshita too, which they went to a draw, so it's like, does Ty go to the champion and they just move on or not? I don't know.
But Mox, go ahead. I'm sorry.
When it comes to rematches, AEW, like you said, AEW don't do them very often. But I've always felt like whenever they have done them, they've added just enough of an extra wrinkle to the story to make it interesting. It's not the same match you've had over and over again. Fletcher and Briscoe, perfect example. They never have the same match, but it's always great. And Lena Cross coming in, the only note I had about that, her debuting, was it was a really hot crowd thanks to Harley, and Lena is not on that level. Maybe not the best time to bring her in, but adding her into that mix will make a rematch for the women's tag team titles that much more interesting because you have that X factor. Babes of Wrath have a much bigger hill to climb now. It's a different match, and all they did was just add someone to it.
Absolutely. And I think that I thought we might get the debut of the Inspiration in this match at the end of this match, potentially as like, hey, we're like, maybe they would make the save when the beatdown was happening, as like, kind of like, hey, we're baby faces, we're Australian, and we're a known quantity. I was not expecting Lena Cross. And then the Inspiration debuted on a house show the next night, which kind of baffles me.
I love that.
Yeah, it kind of baffles me. It's like, it's not like they live in Australia full time. Like they live in the States. Like, you could have just put them on TV.
Another one of them is from Brisbane. So even if they did live in Australia, they're still going to take a flight up to that show. So, okay, I'm sure it made sense to someone, but I'm happy they're there.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, seems like the internet's a fire with discussion of those two showing up. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think, TK is proving to me that he's serious about the women's tag division, which, we've had one example of that pretty much on a consistent basis from WWE, and it's a joke to them. So having this treated with seriousness is great, and I'm excited that Cassie and Jesse are there. I think this is going to be an interesting time. We'll see where it goes from there, but Willow also does have that TBS title, so I don't think the Babes of Wrath can really be a thing for too long, unfortunately. No. But we're just moving right along here. We got a match we were all, I think, excited for. Hangman Adam Page versus Andrade El Idolo.
Mm-hmm.
I really like this match. I think this and the main event were probably the best matches of the night for me. And that's including a really good ladder match, but I still think these two matches, just as a straight wrestling match, did such a great job. Both guys did such amazing work. And on Andrade's, they have moved him so far along in such a short period of time. But I wouldn't say he's like a main eventer yet, but he's climbing quickly. And this is what I had,
that conversation.
Yeah, this is what I had hoped for the first time he was there, because I was a big fan of his in NXT. And I knew he wasn't doing shit on the main roster. So I was very excited when he showed up the first time, and then very disappointed with the way he wasn't really being used very much. It was a very start and stop time. Degree, what are your thoughts on Andrade?
Same thing. I was happy with this match. I wasn't familiar with him when he first showed up. He was a weird guy where every time from bell to bell, I was always impressed, but something didn't seem to click with me. This time around, it's absolutely 100% locked in. Yeah, like Dad said, he's not quite there, but it's just going to take a little bit to get him. He's in consideration in that main event scene. I think it's cool. And I love that he's so skilled, and he always comes off as being this like top level guy, but he just cheats because he likes to, like if he sees an opportunity, he will hit you in the balls every fucking time, you know, and those little tuxedo gloves and shit, like, I love that.
Dads, what about you with Andrade?
Andrade, on that point, Andrade's sartorial choices made me laugh a lot. Yes, he's got little tuxedo gloves, which he will just violently bash you in the nuts with, which I appreciate. But the fact that he came out wearing that jacket during the middle of an Australian summer, just to guarantee maximum moisture, is fantastic heel heat. And I'm sure that girl he took the selfie with, whose birth date was visible on her license, she was born in 1999, and she's in her mid-20s. I am old.
My God. Yeah.
But
I'm so old.
That's why he does it. That's why he does it. He does it, and it's appreciated. And God, he's in that conversation, like I said, and it won't take long before he's legitimately the centerpiece of that conversation. He's beaten Swerve and Kenny in the last month. The ceiling is so high on this guy. And following from what you said, Blade, these days in NXT, he had so much potential there. I don't think they booked him that well there either. They could have done a lot better, but he was always good. And we're finally seeing that potential that he showed then here in AEW. It's great to see. I'm loving it.
Yeah, I think that Andrade, sky's the limit with this guy. That boot feint that he does, that he turns into that spinning elbow, unfucking believable. Like, it looks like it legit knocks out whoever it hits. It's crazy. And he still fools me with it all the time. Like, he misses the boot, turns around, hits that feint elbow. Chris Jericho should retire the Judas effect right now. Like, it's embarrassing by comparison. Like, and I'm sorry, Chris, I know you needed a move you could do consistently that wasn't going to be so demanding of you. Find something else, because this, oh shit, like that could be his finisher. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
It should be. I mean, he used that on Hangman, the smartest motherfucker in all of AEW, who knew to catch that boot, but he still ate an elbow anyway. If it can fool Hangman, no one has any hope, much less Jericho.
Yeah. Andrade retires Chris Jericho. He hits him with a shoot. Hits him with a shoot elbow. Just, it's over. Yeah, and of course, Hangman does not have bad matches. He doesn't have even average matches. Hangman, if he's in a match, it's going to be great. Like, he just doesn't miss. And I think he is honestly in ring. He's the most complete character in wrestling, I think. Like, as far as layered nuanced character. We know his emotional core. We don't just know his style or like a little bit about him. We know deep inside who this guy is. And the only other people I feel like we know that way is like Swerve to a degree. Kenny, I wouldn't say Kenny, Mox maybe to a degree, I would say. Yeah. But Hangman, you feel like he's your best friend that you just know really well, and I think he's so good at that sometimes people don't always give him the credit for the wrestling. And man, this guy is so good. And so these two just have an incredibly athletic match. I love when Andrade took the picture with the young woman. Hangman immediately comes and does it too. And then she tries to kiss him and he's like, oh, sorry. Like, can't do that. That was classy. Good babyface stuff. Good crowd interactions there. But yes.
Good husband, Hangman. We love it.
Yes. And then ultimately Andrade is hoisted by his own ball shot when he goes for a ball shot on the hanger, who's waiting and ready. I love that Hangman is a smart baby face. I think that is
smartest motherfucker in all of wrestling. Love it.
Right. He's like absolutely prepared. He knows exactly what Andrade is going to do. He counters it. He hits the buckshot lariat. Hangman is going to the main event of Revolution to fight, at the time, either Brody King or MJF. But I wasn't surprised by this result at all, but I think it's the right decision. Dads?
Yeah. 100% agree. It would have been really good to see Andrade go that distance and challenge for the world title. I think he will again, probably this year.
Yeah.
But not including Hangman with the year he had last year in the men's world title picture in your first pay-per-view of the year is leaving money on the table. So you had to have him there.
Yeah. Degree. What about you?
Yeah, I think I couldn't figure out how it would make sense for Andrade to challenge for the world title. I like that AEW is always consistent with when a guy loses a world title or he, drops out of the main event picture, they don't just drop off the face of the earth. Mox won, the C2 this year. Hangman is still going to challenge. It's not just like, oh, now we're going to put you in a feud with a clown, again, WWF, PTSD, whatever. Yeah, they don't do that. It's like you still maintain at that high level. So yeah, it makes sense. And
it's the new generation.
Yeah.
No, we Degree and I have found that consistently in WWF in the late 80s, early 90s is like you get a big run with Hogan. After that run, you just fall the fuck off the face of the earth. And that's not how. Yeah. Well,
I mean, I can't
we'll
help
have more to say about that
because
shortly.
we're reviewing so many things on our other show, The Hard Way, which you can also find excuse me, wherever you find your podcasts.
Yes. All right. Degree. Try not to die over there, pal.
I'm sorry. I got a little tickle in my throat. I'm so verklempt right now.
Yeah.
I'm just excited.
Yeah. So I think Tino with a fair point. This was in reference to Lena Cross. TK definitely has a type. There has been there's Story Denali. There's Carly Bravo's girlfriend. I believe that's his real life girlfriend. That's now a part of Shane Taylor Promotions, who's like so much taller than he is. It's awesome and hilarious to see their photos together because Carly comes up to like almost the top of her shoulder. Like, I mean, she's so much taller than him. But what I would say the difference is Lena Cross actually has a wrestling background and already is very good. So, I'm excited for Lena in that regard. But I think, with Andrade and with Bandito and with Brody and with Jay White, I would put in this category when he comes back. There's these guys that are like, they're almost there. But if I'm TK, I'm like, let's see where you're at in 3 months. Like, can you keep it there? Can we keep you that over? If we can, then you're a main event guy, So like speaking to your point, Dad's like about Andrade, like, yeah, if in 3 months he's still generating these crazy reactions like he is right now, then you know you really have something real. It's not just people being excited in a moment, you know, because we've seen plenty of that. Like Swerve had to maintain that shit for 6 months. And then they had to make him the champion because there was no other choice. So we'll see. We'll see. But really great match. I'm excited. I'm excited that Hanger's getting another title shot. And wouldn't mind at all if he won it. Something else I didn't mind at all was the mixed tornado tag team hair versus hair match.
Oh, this was so much fun.
This was a goddamn blast.
Yeah.
Okay, so I said earlier that Hanger versus Andrade or MJF versus Brody were the best matches on the show, and I stand by that. This might have been my favorite match though, because it was so much fucking fun. And finally, I think Wheeler Yuta found a lane for his character to fit into that was hilarious. And Marina had some hilarious moments in this match. Obviously, Toni was going to be funny. Obviously, Orange was going to be funny. And they were unapologetically like very mixed in this match.
Mm-hmm.
Like this was not the guy fights the guy, lady fights the lady. This was, I mean, fuck. This was really, really fun. Dads, what did you think going in? Like, did you think there was a surefire result or not?
There was never any doubt in my mind that Yuta was going to eat that pin and get his head shaved.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the rest. They all have picture perfect movie star hair. Why would you fuck with any of that when you got Yuta right there? You could just shave him, and if anything, it adds to his heat. Not that he needs it. He's a despicable piece of shit, but this makes it even better. And do that. There was never any doubt it was going to be him, but what I didn't expect is that they were actually finally going to lean heavily into intergender offense.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't need to do that, but they did it. And that moment when Yoda, fuck, I mean, he kind of looks like Yoda now, actually. When Yuta pile drives Toni onto the outside onto that table, the collected air of the arena coming out of everyone was just monumental. I was expecting fun, but in that moment, that had my full attention. I locked in that match after that.
Yeah, same. I was like, whoa. And like the way Toni bumped off that pile driver where she just falls in between all those other things, all the other crates. Fuck. Yep.
Yeah.
Like that was set up perfectly. You saw on the replay, Yuta totally protected her, but not enough so that it looked just obviously fake. You know, like it looked pretty devastating. And Toni bumped great off that. And then it becomes a 2-on-1 match for a while. That was pretty crazy. Degree, what were your thoughts going into the match, and kind of did it meet that, or so were you thinking along some other line?
The last time they did this with the 4-on-4 or whatever it was, that was like my favorite match of the night. This might have been, again, my favorite match. I was kind of wondering if Marina was going to get her head shaved. I wasn't positive, but there's a point. Well, first of all, when Wheeler gives Toni the pile driver, it's like, okay, it's probably going to be Wheeler. And when there's a point where halfway through the match, he's throwing his head back, getting his hair out of his face, probably every 5 to 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's just over and over and over. And at that point, it's like, okay, he's getting his head shaved. I loved the way that to that point, did you guys notice that amidst his terrible greasy hair, he had a little lock of Mina's hair that got put in there as well?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like Boba Fett with the Wookiee braids, like that's his prize or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
100%.
And I like the way they went full on into the intergender fighting, but the way they did it, where first it's Wheeler, the despicable motherfucker, piece of shit, hitting Toni with that pile driver. And as you said, Blade, but you could see it was protected. And then later on, Orange Cassidy's like debating, do I want to hit Marina? Am I, am I that guy? Am I not that guy? And he's, fuck it. Yeah, I think I am that guy. And he got blocked, I think. But it's just like, I like the way it's not going to be too long before we see it more often. But they're easing people into it for folks who might not be accustomed to it or who might maybe have an issue with it. It's like they're kind of taking baby steps, which is probably smart,
I don't think it's ever going to be like TNA where it's just, that's a regular part of the presentation, like, oh, wow, Matt Cardona just got pinned by.
Right. No, I agree. But you'll see it. I think you'll see it once a year or on a big show or maybe like All In,
I mean, and to your point, so there's one moment where Marina gets rolled up and Yuta goes to break up the pin and then stops and thinks about it for a minute. Like, if she gets pinned, she gets her head shaved. I love that.
Yuta is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Because Yuta is a despicable monster bastard fuckface who only deserves the worst things. And it was great to see that little bit of character work by him. I thought he was incredibly entertaining in this match. And then
and you know what? So did the crowd, because the fantastic chant of the night of Yuta is a shit cunt. Well done, Sydney. You delivered.
That is amazing.
Just to be clear, in Australia, we say cunt all the time, and it's not always a derogatory thing.
Right.
If an Australian calls you a mad cunt, if you get called a shit cunt, you are the lowest of the low. You're not even worthy of being acknowledged.
Yes. No, I actually was in a Discord chat and somebody was like, could somebody interpret this for me? And nobody really knew what they were saying. And so thank you for that clarity. I appreciate that. I said they were saying BK, have it your way, but I don't think, I kind of understood that wasn't the case. So the match, so Toni rallies and comes back and makes a big, walks through the show, down the ramp, big baby face move from Toni. And then Toni beats Wheeler's ass, just beats his ass and pins him.
Loved it.
With she pins him clean with the Storm Zero. And Wheeler's like, nope, I'm not honoring this. Fuck you. Nope. And he's even saying, like, I wasn't going to cut your hair. Right. Like, leave me alone. And so he's trying to walk out and leave. And then Papa Mox shows up, right?
Yeah.
And Papa Mox is like, look, man, you lost. Like, you gotta do this. Like, otherwise this shit doesn't mean anything. We're Death Riders. We stand by our word, right? And so
And that Mox fears Toni Storm, so he knows not to fuck with that.
Yes, that's a great point, because he has shown genuine fear of Toni Storm several times. But yeah, Tino agrees with us. Mox making Yuta. Hold on, let me put this up.
Yeah,
Mox
that's
making
great.
Yuta honor the bet was big Midwest dad energy. Yes.
When he led him back, and you see Marina, and she's kind of pointing towards the ring, like holding her hand out, like as if she was holding the door open, like, come on now, you got to take your whoopings, you got to take your lickings here. That was great.
Perhaps my favorite.
Marina and Yuta at the end of that match, like Yuta ducking out, just like, I'll cut it myself. It's fine. I'll just go backstage and cut my own hair. That made me laugh. And Marina just basically like, no, you're doing this. I will be here. I will help you through this, but know that I'm going to yell at you on the way home.
Yep.
We're not mad. We're just disappointed.
Oh my God. So then Yuta has to sit in the chair and get his head shaved, right? Or cut, I mean, I don't think they abused his scalp too badly. Mina was like, she was kind of like, I don't think she gave a fuck. I mean, she was like, I will cut your hair and this will really hurt. She didn't care. Toni was, trying not to cut him in the head or anything. And so, that was nice. But the best part of the whole thing, the one who really got it over, was Marina, because she's kneeling, holding Yuta's hand and giving the death stare at Toni and Orange. She's like, I fucking hate all of you, but I'm going to hold this guy's hand and get him through this because you guys beat us. That was so awesome. It really put over the whole thing. And then Orange Cassidy, like, come on, buddy, like, let's do this, you know? And Yuta's like, fuck you, man. Like, it was great. It was just great. And then he ends up with a quasi Hogan cut. You know, that
was fantastic.
The top's all gone, but the sides are still there. Like,
perfect.
Unbelievable. That was a blast. You don't see like a really
like that.
Yeah. Well, he wrestled on that the House Rules show the next night and came out with a beanie on and said that nobody could beat him, and then somebody came out and killed him and took his beanie off and destroyed him. I believe it was Brody King. So you know,
it was Mark Briscoe. But yeah.
Oh, it's Mark Briscoe. Okay, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, that's
weird...
right. Go ahead.
No, the weird little code of honor that the Death Riders have. I love that. I love like you were saying earlier about characters having so much depth and layers, and Mox has that, and by extension, the whole group kind of has it because of that. And I really like it. You know, it's not going to be hard. I don't know. Maybe they already are faces, or they're on their way to being faces. I'm not really sure where they're at, but it's not hard to cheer the Death Riders at this point. You know, even though they're putting bags over people's heads and shit. You know,
I think they're kind of just dwelling in gray. I don't think they're gonna pivot to full on babyface. Mox acts like a babyface to me. Like he's getting that crowd hyped. He's like, let's fucking go. You know, like he's doing that. Nobody else really does that. The rest of them don't. You know, Wheeler is a heel. You know, he's a contemptible asshole.
But I mean, I feel like Claudio
Garcia. I reckon Danny Garcia is pretty close to that.
Yeah,
close to
a heel or gray.
No, close to being a babyface. Especially when he's in matches with Mox, and Mox is just like, you know, do this, and he just seems on the same wavelength as Mox is. So I think he's leaning more towards the light side, so to speak. But yeah, Yuta and Marina just died in the wool heels. It's and Pac and Claudio somewhere in the middle. It's an interesting, and I'm really curious to see what they do with it.
Yeah,
like situational heels almost, you know.
Yeah,
like it kind of depends on where you're at or who they're facing, I guess.
The last time I saw Pac on Dynamite, he was kind of playing to the crowd almost a little bit, and I was like, that's weird. But you know, it's fine. You know,
yeah. I mean, they're just, it kind of gets into that thing where like they're just athletes. Like you're just cheering because, you know what I mean. You know, Charles Barkley used to always say that he wasn't a role model, but he's a fucking great basketball player. You know, like so. I don't know.
Yeah,
that old commercial where he was singing opera and he killed a referee, Charles Barkley. That shit lives in my head rent free. It has for decades.
It's very rare that I reference not work sports. So
yes,
you've been honored tonight.
I was surprised. Well, Chuck is a cool guy as it happens. So that's cool.
I mean, he did do that Saturday Night Live spot with Nirvana, and that lives in my head rent free. So yes, Charles Barkley's fine in my head.
Yep. All right. Well, moving on, we had a ladder match for the AEW TNT Championship. Kyle Fletcher, before this, told Mark Briscoe that this was absolutely their last match. And I didn't think the result was ever in any doubt. I mean, they're in Australia. Kyle Fletcher's becoming a huge star. He wins the title literally days before they go over there. You know, I just saw no way that Kyle was going to lose this. But holy fucking shit. Some of the stuff these guys did to each other was insane. And I just have a few things to shout out myself. Principally, the brainbuster from the ladder. Because Fletcher did not do a suplex that they called a brainbuster. He actually brought him down in the brainbuster position. Mark Briscoe's insane and out of his goddamn mind. And Kyle Fletcher must be really easy to work with. That's trust. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you are completely in the hands of the other guy.
100%. It's I mean, there were a lot of gnarly spots, like that one where Mark Briscoe takes a bump off the ropes on the outside and tumbles down to the mat, and then gets hit by a moonsault off a ladder. That I thought that was gnarly. And then that brainbuster, because they get to the top, suplex position. You look at the ring and go, "There's not enough room there for them to do a superplex. What are they doing?" Oh no! And then they hit that brainbuster, and I left my feet. I got off my couch and said, no, I'm walking away and getting a snack right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the best way to cope with spots like that.
Yep.
Agree. What you?
Yep. I mean, the only thing you left out was that the J Driller with the ladder propped up in the turnbuckle and then connected to the other ladder, and you're like, dude, that doesn't seem like a very smart idea, you know? Well, and like,
I hate bridging ladder spots so much.
Yeah, they
like that bridge ladder spot. I hate it. I hate it so much. But when they did do that, and then they had that little bit of a close up on the twisted steel of the ladder. I mean, Fletcher was already there, so they had the sex appeal. Twisted steel now added in. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I hated it, but I love the after image.
You had said something earlier about every time you get a rematch in AEW, there's always a little something different. And this was, I mean, these guys have had 7 matches, and like every single one is as good as the last, you know. And this one was no different. It was kind of short though. It wasn't that long of a match, was it? Like 10, 12 minutes maybe?
It was 16 minutes.
I think it was 16. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it just went by really quick then. I don't know.
Well, and particularly in a ladder match, even if it's a worked spot, you have to lay and catch your breath for a minute because you are falling on your fucking back from a great height many times over. But yes, Fletcher wins in the end, wins cleanly again, and I thought that was cool. You know, he was getting the hero's welcome certainly from the hometown crowd, which I loved for him. They didn't show it on the show, but on social media last night, I started seeing that he got his pink belt. Finally. They need to make the faceplate customized though. Like they just put the normal faceplate on a pink strap, which is cool, but that little red spot that says champion, that should be pink.
Remember when what's his name? Miro had it, and he had the green banner, and that looked so cool. It's so unique. There's no other belt that has green in it, to my knowledge. You know,
no,
that looked really cool. I wish they would do that. Yeah.
The only belt I can think of is the old WWF title that Hogan initially won from the Iron Sheik.
The green strap, right?
It was it had a green strap.
Yeah.
But it didn't have green in it. No.
Right. Yeah. And that was cool too. Yeah.
The only one I can think of is that crappy 24/7 title they had. That had some green to it.
Yeah.
So there's a good example of a belt. I've seen a kid carrying it, and I'm like, defend it, bitch. Like, you know, like,
oh yeah, a 24/7.
It's a 24/7 title. Like, don't carry that thing around.
Yep.
Yeah. And I don't care that you're 7 and I'm 45. Like, you know, like, I mean, them's the breaks.
If you're gonna strut around with a belt in your hand like that, you're gonna have to defend it. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Get your shit together.
Fucking 7-year-olds.
Yeah. Don't try to moralize to me.
Needing to get their shit together.
Yeah.
People need to get their shit together. Mark Briscoe, I know you're listening. We don't call them shrimp on the barbie in Australia. They're prawns. They are prawns. You've seen that movie District 9, where all the aliens are prawns. It's like that, only with a less harsh accent. I love you, Mark. Do better. You made, because Don Callis pointed it out after he said it, that was culturally insensitive. Don Callis was right. I actually agree with Don Callis. That's what you made me do, Mark.
Wow. Was that upsetting? To have to agree?
It was. And now that I've admitted it online, and Joshi's heard it, and now she's not going to let me.
No.
This is what you made me do, Mark.
No. I mean, look, I hear it from her all the time. You're not talking about Dawn enough. You're not singing the praises of Dawn on the show as much as you have been, as we were. You know, I feel like you were only doing it because I was there, which is kind of true. But like at the same time, like, you know, I'm trying to be supportive of my friend who's lost her mind and thinks her uncle's Don Callis. And it's just a messy situation.
Here we are.
Yeah. And here we are. Here we are. And instead of dealing with the issue like an adult would do, I just enable the situation to continue. And so,
like most
anyway,
adults do.
yes,
It's
right.
a very adult way to deal with things.
Yes. And so I've enabled Joshi and created a bigger mess for all of us. And
I'm actually not even bald. I shave my head because I'm just afraid of her and her weird Don Callis obsession.
That's true.
I want to curry favor. So yeah,
that's true. I mean,
That's
it took a lot of work for me to get her not to shave her head. I was like, I really don't think you want to do that.
She hasn't been on in a while.
No,
she has a beautiful head of hair. You know, she really does. She has these thick Italian curls, and it's like that's going to take a long time to grow back. You know what I mean?
And for the record, she would absolutely be able to pull off the bald look. She just has that head about her. She would absolutely pull it off. But we're much better off for it that she hasn't done that. So thank you, iBlade. I put over both Don Callis and iBlade daily on this podcast. God damn it, Mark Briscoe.
Yeah, it's Briscoe's fault. Look at the mess he made for you.
Chicken.
Yeah. Yep. No, this is.
I'm going to need some time on this.
Yeah, it's contemptible. Speaking of contemptible, main event time.
Yeah.
We get a huge moment for Brody King in the biggest match of his AEW tenure. I think AEW did a fantastic job of putting just enough doubt in your mind that Brody might actually win this thing, because the responses to him are so organic and so great. And as big as they are right now, they could get bigger. And I just want to tell people, if you're disappointed in the outcome of this match, which you're supposed to be, Brody can be a bigger star through a loss than he was if you would just put the title on him and let him have it till Revolution. You know what I mean? Like, there's two people, at least three people maybe, that people have said, even if they just gave Brody, even if they just gave Eddie, even if they just gave insert person here a 2-week title reign, you know, it's like, you might get a much longer title reign out of Brody King if you work this. You know, this is with very little work. You know, this is with people knowing who Brody is outside of his being a wrestler, and walking out at Grand Slam with the Abolish Ice shirt in Mexico last year, you know, and they love him with Bandito, you know. And then Maxwell comes out, hearty boos for the champion, and well-deserved. But I have loved Max's current run. I am such a fan of the work he's doing right now. I think he has matured a lot as a person and as a worker. You know, he's not resorting to the base lows of his past, which I had grown tired of. And I think he took his last bit of time off and really did absorb some of the stuff people have said about him online and stuff, and took it to heart and made a good faith effort to evolve. And these guys have a great match. I thought having to follow the ladder match, rough, right? So you do the smart thing. You go slow and you bring the crowd all the way back down from that ladder match so you can bring them back up. And Dads, you are a massive Brody King fan. I know you are. So did you think Brody was going to win?
No, I wanted him to, but I didn't think he would.
I wanted him to as well.
Honestly, yeah, I wanted him to, but I knew objectively if he did, it would be too soon. Brody is massively over, like you said, organically as well. They haven't put any work into this yet. For him to really get to that point where he can hold that belt, that work needs to go in. Not just from him. He's been doing it and he's shown that he can. He needs, so to speak, the machine behind him. If they can sustain that with a full push and creative direction for it, then yes, absolutely, put the belt on him immediately. But he needs that bit of time. But that said, if he had won it in front of that crowd, because Sydney is a hardcore scene and a half. Sydney band called Speed did the music for the show. They got a shout out earlier in the night. Brody's out on the inside. He's getting God's hate lyrics chanted at him. So it would have been a great spot to do it in. He would have gotten a fantastic reaction, but too soon. And further to the point that I mentioned before, Hangman in the main event for the men's world title is the right move, and the only possible person you could have in there with him is Max. It was just as good as Brody is, and he's really high up on that level. Max and Hangman are just that step above. You have to have that there. That said, like you said, in a loss, he looks fantastic. He's the only way is up for it. I'm really jazzed to see how we all go from here, and if Tony's actually going to put the work in with him and say, okay, let's make you as big as you should be, figuratively and literally.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, not a whole lot to add to that. I mean, I agree with both of you guys. I'm a huge Brody King fan. Same thing. I mean, a lot of people online are saying, listen to the crowd, strike while the iron's hot. And I think that would have been a disservice to him and to the belt. That belt is kind of not quite, I guess, hot potatoed. It's been changing hands every month. To change it again, I don't think would have been a good idea. And yeah, Brody's got a future ahead of him. And I would rather see him get a proper push. It would have been cool, but not now.
Totally.
The time will come.
I also thought the involvement of Bandito to continue to encourage him and do for him what Brody has done for Bandito was really cool.
Love that. Yeah. Who needs Alex Chavez when you have Bandito?
Right? Yeah. I love just we've gone so long thinking that every friend is going to turn on somebody, and I love that there's just AEW is like all buddies wrestling. You know what I mean? You've got these guys who are just tight, and Bandito, when he comes out there, he's like, "You told me never to give up. You told me never to give up." It's like, and he even got the crowd barking at one point. It was just that was. I love seeing that. I love seeing best friends.
I did have a note on that. With the crowd barking. There was one girl in the crowd who was dressed up in the cat makeup like Harley, and whenever the crowd was barking, she looked so unimpressed.
Oh, that's awesome. That's amazing. There was also a great sign that said MJF fears Robbie Eagles.
Yes,
which I enjoyed, the New Japan juniors guy. So that was awesome. He actually wrestled MJF the next night at the House Rules show in a triple threat. Or in a trios match. So the next night at the House Rules, Brody's teaming with Hangman Page. To give you an idea of how they're trying to show his level and where he can go, I think Tony believes. And I think Tony believes in both Bandito and Brody. And that just makes me have even more faith in Tony Khan, honestly. It's like these guys both could be champion. I know Bandito's banged up right now, and so they're giving him a little rest. I hope it's not too long for his sake, because I know he wants to get back at it. I think he's got a thumb that's broken, or a thumb that's jammed pretty bad or something. So hopefully it won't be too long, but I thought his presence just made the match even stronger. And Max worked the knee. He was a smart champion. Very Ric Flair-like performance from Max in this one.
Shit!
Shit! I love that stuff. Who do we got here? God damn it. Tony, get out of the... That's my cousin. Sorry, guys. Tony Montoya. He's been on the show a few times, as bonus stuff, but he thinks that we record all of our conversations and that I'm posting them, and that is definitely not happening. So, so I hate that you found out this way, bud, but it had to happen. I checked though. You did get me. My fly is not down. Okay. So, Brody just couldn't Yes. Brody just could not overcome the niece thing. Once that starts, Max just wears him out and wears him down and pins him clean in the ring. 1, 2, 3. And you know what? That was the right call. It was the right call.
Agreed.
Brody didn't look outclassed by any means. He looked like Max just got the better of him and was ruthless and just worked that knee once he saw it was injured. Very like WCW NWA 1990 style match, which it reminded me of that Flair Luger match we watched for Wrestle War 90.
Yeah, I thought about that a lot.
He was biting his knee. I have a 4-year-old. I have had my knee bitten. That shit hurts.
That's great.
Oh,
before we move on, there's one last note I've got about this match. And yes, I play daily fucking Perth, correct. But you know who else is a fucking Perth? Ice. Fuck Ice. Thank you, Sydney. You did us all proud there, and doubling that up from down in Melbourne, 100% agreed.
Absolutely. I, as an American, to see, not only the bravery of the people in our own country who are being fucking targeted, by this brazenly corrupt administration, to see the world kind of lend their voice to what they know we are going through was really powerful and meaningful and emotional. Quite honestly, it was really, really great.
Heartening.
So it is heartening.
That's good, because it sucks. It sucks for us to wake up in the morning and just brace ourselves with the news of what the fuck has that orange fuckwit done this time. And it's become a running joke. We do this nearly every day here. And I can only imagine how much it sucks for you guys having to live in that same country. So, if just even a couple of the two very simple words is enough to show, we don't hate America. We just hate that guy and all of these other perverted fuckwits as well. So if that carries some weight, glad to do it. We'll do it repeatedly.
Well, thank you. And that was it for Grand Slam. My final thoughts, I thought if the Iconics had shown up, I think I would have given it I would have been slightly more excited at the end, but it didn't, the show wasn't bad by any stretch. It was a very good show. It was every match was good. And several were great. And so I have nothing bad to say about it. Dads?
No, that was a really great show. Nothing more to really add apart from the biggest pop of the night. Initially went to Toni Storm for her when she came out. She got eclipsed by Carl Fletcher after his win, deservedly so. He put on a great match in front of his hometown. The biggest pop I got of the night was when I noticed what Luther was wearing in that match. My God. That was a choice and a good one. Well done, Luther.
The barbershop vest.
Yeah, dude.
And the silly little mustache. It's fantastic.
Who would have ever thought that Luther was going to add that much to the overall presentation? He's just great,
He's fantastic. And he's, he doesn't have to wrestle very much. He might take an occasional bump, but like he just gets to be a lunatic. And Tony's a fucking lunatic. And Mina's a lunatic. It's just, Mina calls Tony her husband. It's Orange Cassidy's involvement with them is in this weird, uncomfortable place right now. That it's just
lucky son of a bitch.
Yeah, exactly. It's so much fun though. It really is such a blast. So I'm very, very happy with where AEW's at. We obviously are moving to Revolution and kind of getting on the road to Revolution. I had said a while back that I didn't think Kenny and Swerve were just going to have a match at Revolution, and them being booked this week in a normal match tells me the stakes will be severely upped by that point. I like the idea of them having almost a Swerve Hangman type, like, fuck you, like I'm going to end you kind of feud. I think Kenny needs that even more than Swerve, but Swerve could use it too, because I think Swerve, in the midst of like being a baby face and stuff, you need to remind the people what Swerve is and what he can be. And that is a very scary motherfucker. So I love, I love I love the setup. I love where things are going. Dads, thank you so much for joining us for the first time. We will definitely do this again someday. when it works out time wise. And Degree, I didn't even hate this. So thank you.
Yeah, I tolerated it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Dad was here to make it. He bridged the gap. He was the tomato lubricating the sandwich.
Well, it's in the name, Dad's. So, like
that's full circle.
Yeah, he kept the kids from picking
Full
at each other too much.
Yeah.
Big props.
A national inane thing I do.
Yeah. Big props to everybody who joined us for the stream. Justin saying hello right as we're about to leave.
Yeah.
Hello, Justin.
Hey, Justin. Bye, Justin.
Grand Slam was a lot of fun. We will be back at our normal time for the hard way next week. And until then, I'm Blade Daly. That's Dad's. And that's Professor Degree. Pro Wrestling Forever. You guys stay here. Everybody else,